Hello everyone and welcome to our I Pick My Butt video. More Survivor.io and Chapter 68. This one was a little bit of a tricky one. I just switched off of the actual Light Chaser, popping on the kunai because I went with the Light Chaser. Everything seemed easy, and when I got to the final boss, I just got smashed. So going in now, I switch over the kunai. I think this is a much better scenario to go in with. Now, things might sound a little bit different here in today's video. I am switching over my editing software. I was previously using a mobile phone app called KineMaster, where I did everything just right on my little iPhone there. I now have gotten a new computer, a new MacBook, and I'm doing all my editing through Final Cut Pro. This was always one of my dreams in order to get this, so eventually, hopefully I can make better videos for you, but in the meantime, they might actually be worse. So I need your guys' honest opinion on this one. How bad does the audio sound? Because I am going to be getting a USB mic pretty soon, but I really need to know. In the meantime, does this just sound absolutely horrible, or does it sound okay? Let me know in the comments. It would be a big help. Now, when it comes to the problem parts of this chapter, 6-minute mark, that's where all the enemies are going to come rushing in, and it's nothing too terrible. I mean, yes, it can be difficult, but it's not as bad when we went against the bears in 63. It's a lot calmer, but there is a lot of projectiles that come at you, so one of my main things I'm trying to focus on is getting the Guardian leveled up as fast as possible and eviled. Obviously, if I see my kunai there first, I'm going to try to get that eviled because, let's be honest, it's a weapon. You always want to try to get those evil first. Now, as far as drones, that's a must-have because I have the tech part on, and let's just be serious here. This thing freaking wrecks. No matter mobs, bosses, it's something that you want. And because we have that, and we are going to be going up against bosses, whenever I get a chance, I'm going to try to grab the actual HE fuel just to extend the range of those rockets. So if you saw the video from yesterday where I let people decide what I was going to spend my 3 S-grade chests on, it was chosen as the Eternal Necklace and Eternal Gloves be taken to Legend status. So there we are right there, and we got a good chunk of attack out of it too. Now, I did also take my hero up from like level 60 up to like level 77, somewhere around there, but he's at about level 77 right now, which is also giving us a good attack. Now, the only thing that I'm not running here that I forgot to change when I was taking this image is I am going in with the Stylish Belt. I'm still a huge fan of that, and this was just because I ran through and did some of the Ender's Echo, which, by the way, I hit a new high score today of 10.5 billion, and that wasn't even a perfect run either. I'm still practicing on it, getting used to it, so hopefully I'll be ranking pretty high when I get bumped up into the Ace League. Coming up to the first boss, we're going to be going up against the Rad Rat. This is what I like to call the hamster inside the game, and we all have faced him before. You know the 3 moves, the first one here being the poison. Watch out for it, it can kind of get you, but it will also do the jumping at you, which can be unexpected, and obviously the charge. But as you can see, the kunai just absolutely wipes this guy right out. It did take a little bit longer with the Light Chaser, but it wasn't anything really too struggling. So don't be concerned, first boss is pretty easy. But we do have green scorpions, and the big pain in the butt things is these octopuses. I don't know if they're octopuses, I always call them octopuses for some reason. I think it's a face, but that poison, it seems to get me every single time in this one. It is kind of a short little bit of a map being a rectangle, so it can be difficult to dodge those, but just keep that in mind. You got poison on the ground, you got those things blobbing at you, so maybe, you know, Fire Trail is good. It will stop it if you are just kind of dabbing the poison itself, but this might be something you might want to carry some Molotov in there just to kind of get rid of the poison, get it out of the way. But I didn't go for it. I went for my usual kind of build that I like to do, but this can be kind of an annoying part, especially when I was playing the Light Chaser on the first time, because it was my first time going in. I didn't know what to expect. Man, those poisons just kept on hitting me from those blobs. So I do want to say that these green scorpions are extremely tanky inside the game. It looks more like I'm just whacking them back, but I am killing some of them in there. And the other thing is, as I said with the Guardian before, there is these kind of flying bee things, or I don't know what you call them, but they're the flying things that come at you. The Guardian's great for hitting those, but Blue Scorpion there, he's nothing to worry about at all. He's going to drop pretty fast. Just make sure you run away from him if you are going a DPS style weapon. I am trying to keep that chest out there in hopes that I get the stuff needed in order to just grab that as the last thing to take the kunai to evil, but unfortunately it didn't work out for me. We did end up getting our Guardian up and finally getting that to emote, so that was a little bit of a plus, knowing that that's just going to constantly spin for me the whole time. But from here, it pretty much is going just to be these scorpions, these octopus things, and these flying bees. If you do know the name of those, I know it's inside the game. I need to refresh myself better on the terminology of all these bosses. But as I've said before in other videos, I'm always just kind of making up names for stuff. It suits me better. Actually, these ones actually look like bees, so I might have gotten that one right, but I know there's kind of the pink ones that go flying at you too. Don't know what you call those, but there's the Guardian right there, and we're just going to kind of try to whack these things as much as we can. Once I realize, okay, we're getting around the 4-minute mark here, not much of a change, we're not going to get the kunai up in it, I'm going to just go and say, you know what, we'll grab that chest and get ready for the next boss. 4-minute mark coming up, boss is going to be the Dystopian King. I just call him the Scorpion personally, but that's just me. Lucky pull right here, grabbing 5 of them, and pretty scattered for what we got out of it. But this one, you really don't see too many animations out of him because I'm just killing him so fast. That's him trying to kind of launch the rocks at me, I believe they are. But other than that, he will do the charge where he launches poison in different spots when he charges too, so that's going to be something you're going to watch out for. But like I said, we're just crushing it with the kunai on it. With the light chaser, it probably took me maybe more like 10-15 seconds, but it wasn't too bad with that. Now you can see here a whole bunch of these guys rushing in, and we have the miners in there. That was kind of something new to see for me. I don't think I've seen those other ones. Kunai getting it emoed, awesome. But as far as the miners, I imagine it's just going to be kind of like a collision damage once it gets to you. But as you can see, things have shields around them, so it can be a little bit tricky if you don't pick the right abilities with it. But I think we might be a little bit overpowered on this. I think I should have probably played this before going in. But like I said, I did try this with the light chaser. At the light chaser, I was running 32k for my attack, almost 33k, and I still died to the final boss. But then again, it was my first time going in. I didn't know what to expect, and he just absolutely crushed me. All 3 of my lives absolutely gone, and I think I hit him down to maybe like quarter or half health. But we're just going to clear these guys out, pretty much just farming up and trying to collect whatever biofuel we can. And is that the last one I need for the destroyer? It might be, which is going to be another huge help. I think once I get that cleared out, I go for soccer ball on it. But grabbing the bomb, and it's one of those gem kind of, I don't know what we called them last time. I always call him like a gem type guy just because of the actual spikes on the back. But that one's dropping pretty fast. So from here, we're going to grab the destroyer, and now we are pretty well set off. Like I said though, I still want to grab a bunch of the HE fuel, because when I know when I get to that final boss, I'm going to need as much range as possible, and I really want those little rockets just to kind of hone in on them and make sure I'm doing the damage. I mean, we do have the lightning emitter, you see it kind of spotting around there, which will also help, but destroyer, main thing I want to try to go for. So I think this one we're going to go for the attack up, because 6-minute mark is coming, and I want to make sure I can hit as hard as I can. I mean, we're hitting hard to begin with, but having every little extra bit is going to make a big help. Occasionally you will see the blue bees, I guess we should call them now, maybe frozen bees, but you'll see them kind of pop in. Once again, Guardian just seems to kind of take care of them. Bam, 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 wipes them right out. But just keep in mind that those are there. I mean, if you don't have Guardian, I hit both runs. It just makes it so much easier when you're not expecting those. But I don't think there's ever been a situation in the game where those things were really kind of crushing me. Maybe right, chapter 1 or chapter 2 when they were first introduced. But I think they're more just kind of annoying just to kind of distract you of what's coming at you on the screen. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But we're now going in at the 6-minute mark. Crystal Leviathan. I guess that's probably what I should be calling the little elite version of it, but crystals, what do I call them? I call them gems for some reason. I'm all backed up. Something I just remembered, you saw it split into 3 there. I never actually realized until earlier today because I finally got hit by it, but when they go underground and you see the little red trailing thing, those can hurt you. I always thought it was just when they popped up. But you see here, this is the pain in the butt part on it. We get overwhelmed with it, and we're focusing on the elite. So that's another reason I wanted to go for kunai, just to kind of drop that elite out. And once we get rid of him, it seems like we're able to maintain okay. I mean, the Guardian's doing a good portion here, and obviously the destroyer is working too. But you can see the flood that just comes in. It was a lot like the bears, but the bears just seem to be so much more tanky and bigger. And the fact that they would go and spawn another bear once they died, it made it a nightmare. But this seemed to be a little bit more manageable once we got rid of that elite there. But they're kind of just coming in and still coming in at us. But this is a great time to farm and grab those couple extra things. You see me trying to get the soccer ball up to Quantum there. I don't know if we're going to get it before the 7th arc, but this is probably the worst of it besides going up against the final boss. So we're just going to clear these out, and you see me looking around for the yellow biofuels just to kind of get whatever last little bit I can. I am also kind of looking for a bomb on there. I did luckily find a magnet. I wasn't even knowing that was there because it was so overwhelmed. But once we get these guys swarmed out and finally completed, we'll be going into the next boss. So if I would have just paid attention when I was actually playing the game, I guess I know what I should be calling those bees. I should probably just call them stingers there. Makes sense, bees have stingers. But this one's nothing really to worry about. Pink things that are going to shoot out just like you saw right there. And it will go and spawn a couple of little minions to go along too. But that one dropped incredibly fast. So from here, we're just kind of counting down the last minute of us going up against the final boss. And I'm really excited to show you it there. But you see here, we are going to have a good amount of projectiles coming at us. I don't know if the Guardian was actually blocking these things or not. I think they are. We'll have to kind of focus on the footage a little bit better here. But you saw the first elite. That one seemed to be pretty tanky, but we're pretty stacked here for the most part. And yeah, I think we are blocking the projectiles. But if you aren't getting anything that has to block them, those things are going to hurt you. I mean, there's a ton of freaking bullets coming out you all at once. Now, I will say, when I did come up to the final boss, he didn't do one thing. I'm going to cut in some Light Chaser video footage here too, just to kind of show you what we're going up against. So you can see with the Light Chaser, when we go into this guy, he is going to be shooting a ton of bullets at me here. And when I went in with the kunai, I don't know if it's because I was moving around so much that he was just kind of going and, I don't know, just jumping. But it seems like if you stand still, those bullets are just going to be going all over the place. So as we go and we're running still, I don't know, maybe I just got lucky the second run on it here. But man, those bullets are annoying, and you see everything kind of just exploding on the screen too. So those are the things to watch out for. But I'm taking a while, I'm dying a lot. Now take a look over on the kunai side. We're just going to run around, and he's pretty much just draining down pretty quick on it. So use your judgment on it. I'm guessing that I maybe just got really lucky because I don't think he fired a single one, but I don't have any good way to block those bullets at all. The Guardian didn't do it at all, and obviously those things are pretty lethal. So try to save all your lives for it, and hopefully you get a situation like me where he just jumps around and you kill him before he kills you. But guys, this is it right here. This is Chapter 68. This is how I beat it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know on the editing. This actually took a lot longer. Normally a video like this would make me like 20-25 minutes, but learning this software, it took well over 2 hours. So let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to join the Discord, like, subscribe, and remember, I pick my butt.